So this look we're doing today, it's a very glam, grunge, edgy, cut AF kind of look. I hope you guys like it. It's a little bit more of a colorful look. My struggle lately has been colorful or neutral. Let me know what you guys want to see more of and I will be sure to do that. I obviously want to incorporate both, but what kinds of looks you guys want to see, that would be helpful. So be sure to comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what else you guys like to see, and let's get into the video. Alright guys, so I already primed my eyelids and today I used my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light. I've actually really been loving this concealer. I do want it in a darker shade because it can be a little bit too white under my eyes, but I use that as my primer today just because we need a very matte base because we're going to be blending a lot of color and a lot of layering, blending, and you want it to be a very smooth transition. So yeah, I did that. And then I set my lid with Anastasia's Blanc eyeshadow, which is just like an off-white shadow, just to make sure the base is very matte so that we can blend easily on top. And then now I'm going to take my Morphe M511, which is a very large blending brush, and Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie, just so I can get a nice, very faint transition down. Now, this is one of my new favorite shadows. This is Sidekick by Makeup Geek, and I'm going to take this on the MAC 224. It's a very nice warm brown, almost like a brown script or like a Makeup Geek Cocoa Bear, but a little bit lighter, and I feel like the blendability of this is just life-changing. Like, I want to wear it everywhere, even as bronzer. And you think I'm joking, but I'm really not. I just love this shade so much. So now that I have more of a neutral base to smoke out my more colorful shades into, sometimes I feel like if I go in with just pinks and just purples and all those really bright shades, I kind of find that they start to get a little bit patchy. So I always make sure to use a neutral base and then blend it out. I even tried doing it with just straight purples earlier and it was a mess. So I'm going to add a little bit of pink now, and this is Fashion Addict by Makeup Geek. It's a really nice matte bright fuchsia on that same brush, just to add a little bit of more pinky hues to my crease and my transition. And warm tones and then the more purples, I find I don't really have much trouble blending, even though if I use like a cool tone purple, I still feel like they make their own kind of color. It's weird. I feel like they just blend together and they make sense in some kind of odd way, but they do. Now I'm going to be taking Melt Cosmetics Love Stick from the Love Stick Shadow Stack, but I believe you can buy this separate now on a MAC 221. And this is what's going to really start to build up the crease. And I always like to build up a crease and kind of map out before I carve, because I feel like if I'm going to carve in a crease, I want to have an idea, or else I tend to go like too high, too low, too far out, things like that. So I kind of work it into where my natural crease is, and then I just follow that guideline. And then I start to pull out the shadow a little bit because we are going to do the whole floating crease technique. So I pull out the shadow a bit. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Sugar Pill's Poison Plum shadow, and I'm going to mix between this color and the Love Stick. I feel like you guys probably wouldn't think like, oh, these go together, but I thought the same thing, and I was like, let's try this out. So mixing them together, I feel like they make the purplish, like reddish tone. I want it to be more of a reddy purple. That's the kind of color scheme I'm going for, because I feel like if I use too much cool tones, grays, things like that, I have a lot of trouble blending. Alright guys, now that I've really built up my crease, I'm going to take a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer on this Dose of Colors brush, and I'm going to be switching from a lot of different detailing brushes just to really get that sharp line. It is very hard to really carve your crease, especially with more hooded eyes. I always tend to go a little bit more above where my actual eyelid crease is, and I go where the bone is and where I can really feel the bone, just so that way it doesn't transfer when I use like a shimmer shadow or any kind of shadow on the lid. So keep that in mind, and yeah, so I'm just going to go along with my actual eyes bone structure. Now that I carved out my floating crease, or however you want to call it, I'm going to use Melt Cosmetics Xenon Shadow. It's one of their shadows from the Radioactive stack. And I'm going to put this right on top of the wet concealer, and I feel like it really clings on the best. And I'm actually going to be mixing this shade with a little bit of Makeup Geek's Limelight. I believe this is a foiled shadow. Yes, it's a foiled shadow, and they're both a very nice lime green. So I'm just going to pack this all over the lid. Alright guys, so off camera I went ahead and I did my eyeliner. Very big liner. I know I was trying to go for something natural, you know, very natural. I tried to get my eyes as even as possible. Everything will kind of come together as we go when I add foundation, lashes, mascara, lower liner, everything. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit of full coverage today. I mean, full on coverage. So we're gonna be very full coverage today. And yeah, I'm gonna have the music playing over my foundation routine just so this video isn't too long. And let's get into it.
If you leave, I'll fall. Are you holding on to my love? Are you holding on to my love when push comes to shove? If you leave, I'll fall.
Alright guys, so I did a couple of things off camera. Off camera I applied my lashes, and they are the House of Lashes in style Iconic. Again, I used Smolder Eye Kohl by MAC in my waterline. I just smudged it out with the Sugar Pill Purple Shadow. And then for my brows today I used the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in number 4. My edges are dirty as hell with foundation, so we're going to fix that. But first we're going to finish off the lips. I'm trying to think. That's it. So let me find a lip color to rock with this. Finished look, it's very dark, very edgy. I usually don't do liner out to my temples, but I was feeling it tonight. And if it's asymmetrical, oh wow. But yeah, I hope you guys like this look. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and leave me a request. And until next time, I will see you then.